Meet Pamela, a stunning beauty with striking blue eyes and a mane of long, luscious afro hair. She was tall, with curves that could make a mountain jealous and a smile that could light up the darkest of days. Every man in her town adored her, and they all had a habit of suddenly needing to walk past her house for no particular reason. Pamela was head over heels for Reuben, her childhood friend. Their love story began way before Pamela packed her bags and headed to the city to study medicine. "Reuben," she said one day as they sat under their favorite tree, "you'll wait for me, right?" "Wait for you?" "Pamela, I'll probably age like fine wine, sitting here under this tree waiting." Reuben chuckled, but the love in his eyes was as clear as the noon sky. "Well, keep that wine ready," Pamela teased, "because I'll need a drink after all those medical books." In the city, Pamela and Reuben stayed connected, their phones buzzing with sweet nothings and the occasional silly joke. "Guess what, Pamela?" Reuben said one evening over the phone. "I walked past your house today, and even the trees looked a bit sad." "Oh, come on, Reuben." Pamela laughed. "Maybe they just missed me as much as you do." And so their love continued to flourish, even with the miles between them. One day, Reuben received an email that made him leap out of his chair. The scholarship he had applied for to study computer science engineering in Canada was approved. Elated, he grabbed his phone to share the exciting news with Pamela. "Pam, guess what?" Reuben said, his voice brimming with excitement. "I got the scholarship. Canada, here I come." But Pamela's reaction was less enthusiastic. "So, will you still visit me in the city before you go miles away?" she asked, her voice tinged with worry. "Pam, I don't think our meeting will happen as planned. I need to prepare for the trip," Reuben replied, still thrilled. "But we'll catch up at the airport before my flight. It'll be like a mini send-off." Pamela sighed. "A 2-day visit before you leave wouldn't hurt, Reuben." "My dear Pam," Reuben said gently, "I'd love to, but this scholarship came with short notice, and there's so much to sort out. I promise to come to the city early on my travel day, and we'll have a bit of time together." Pamela reluctantly agreed, though the idea of a brief airport meeting didn't sit well with her. The day of Reuben's flight arrived, and things went south fast. Stuck in terrible traffic, he reached the airport just minutes before his departure. Pamela, who had been waiting, hugged him tightly when he finally appeared, her eyes reflecting the mix of emotions they both felt. "I missed you so much," Pamela whispered as they embraced. "I missed you too," Reuben replied, his arms wrapped around her like he never wanted to let go. The hug quickly turned into a deep kiss, drawing the attention of a nearby stranger. "Whoa, should I get you lovebirds a room?" the stranger quipped, breaking the moment. They laughed awkwardly and decided to grab a quick coffee. As they sipped, Reuben admired her. "Pam, you look even more beautiful, though you've lost a bit of weight." Pamela rolled her eyes playfully. "Do you expect me to gain weight when my lecturers are trying to kill us with endless assignments?" "And look at you. That leftover beard suits you," she teased, tugging gently at his beard. Before long, the announcement for Reuben's flight echoed through the airport. The moment had come too soon. They hugged once more, tears welling up in their eyes. "Text me when you land," Pamela said softly. "Sure. We'll video call every day," Reuben assured her, his voice steady despite the emotion. With heavy hearts and misty eyes, they went their separate ways, the distance looming but their love resilient. After Reuben left for Canada, he and Pamela stayed connected through video calls and texts. For the first 2 months, their routine of morning and evening calls held strong. But as the third month rolled in, things took a weird turn. Pamela, in her final year of med school, was drowning in projects. Their once regular calls were increasingly replaced by hectic schedules. Mornings were for rushing to class, and evenings were consumed by assignments and exhaustion. Reuben's messages often went unanswered, and the time difference didn't help. Upon completing med school, Pamela landed a job at one of the most reputable hospitals in the city. The shifts were insane, but the paycheck made it worthwhile. She never complained, even when the hours got tough. Even though Pamela's work schedules were tight, she tried calling and texting Reuben, but he hardly replied. This worried Pamela, making her feel their relationship was falling apart. Whenever she complained to Reuben, he reassured her that things would get back to normal during his vacation. But even then, Reuben was often held back by work. One day, When Pamela voiced her concerns again, Reuben snapped, "You're being selfish. When you were swamped with your school projects, I understood and gave you space." Pamela's voice rose with frustration. "So now you want me to give you space? Fine. If space is what you want, space you will get." She angrily hung up, leaving Reuben equally upset. Both of them never checked up each for a whole week. Dear viewers, is Pamela really being selfish? Comment your thoughts below. Now, the story continues. One evening, Pamela covered a shift for a colleague dealing with an emergency. In her haste to deliver surgical materials for an urgent operation, she bumped into someone in the corridor. "Oops, sorry," she exclaimed, turning to apologize. Her eyes widened in surprise. "Collins? What are you doing here? Do you work here? Wait, are you stalking me?" Collins smirked. "Which of those questions do you want me to answer first?" Pamela rolled her eyes, glancing at her watch. "You know what? I'm in a rush. We'll talk next time." Without waiting for a reply, she sped off down the hall. Collins was an old schoolmate, one of those boys who wouldn't let her rest with their constant, "I love you" stories. But back then, Pamela's heart belonged to Reuben, and no one else even registered on her radar. The next evening, Pamela returned home exhausted from work, still troubled about Reuben. Deciding to make amends, she called him to apologize for overreacting during their last conversation. To her shock, a woman answered. "Who is this?" Pamela asked, her voice rising in panic. "I am." "You know what? It's pointless talking to you." Pamela cut her off and hung up. She tried to sleep, but tears streamed down her face. "Reuben is cheating on me," she whispered to herself. "Just a small misunderstanding. And he dared to cheat?" The next morning, Pamela woke up with swollen eyes from crying all night. She put on eyeglasses to hide the evidence and headed to work. When she removed the glasses, her colleagues inquired about her red, puffy eyes. "Something fell in my eye," she lied. At that moment, Evelyn, a colleague, nurse, and friend, dragged her away from the others and demanded, "You and I both know that nothing fell into your eyes. Now spill it." "I don't want to talk about it, Evelyn, not now," Pamela answered. Looking at her friend with compassion, Evelyn said, "I'll be here to talk when you're ready." "Thank you," Pamela said appreciatively. During her shift, Collins came to Pamela's boss's office. As he was leaving, he asked if he could speak with her. "I can't. I'm busy," Pamela snapped, but her boss intervened. "Pamela, you're permitted to go talk to Mr. Wayne." At the mention of Mr. Wayne, Pamela froze. She stared at Collins, ready to ask why he was being called that. But instead, she followed him out in silence. He led her to a cafeteria nearby. Once seated, Collins broke the silence. "Will you tell me why your pretty eyes are all swollen? Did you bring me here to interrogate me?" Pamela shot back, avoiding his question. "All right, young lady," Collins said with a grin. "I brought you here to talk." "Talk about what? Oh, you want to brag about owning the hospital, disrupting my work for some stupid talk? And then you'll say you love me, only to cheat behind my back? You men are all the same. Cheats." Pamela's voice rose. Her words mingled with tears. Collins, bewildered, held up his hands. "Whoa, relax," Pamela continued, her sobs uncontrollable. "You're all cheats." Realizing she was heartbroken, Collins gently wrapped his arms around her, whispering, "It's okay. Everything will be fine." After she calmed down, Pamela asked to return to work, but Collins refused, insisting she needed rest. He called her boss and arranged a week off for her. Pamela protested, "I have patients to attend to." "Relax, it's all sorted," Collins replied. "You're my patient now," he added with a smirk. "I'm not sick," Pamela snapped. Collins drove her home, picked up some food, and returned to find Pamela inviting him in. He watched her eat, gave her some pills, and soon she fell asleep. Pamela woke at midnight to see Collins still on the couch, watching a movie. "Hey, you're awake? For a second, I thought you'd never wake up," he said. "What are you still doing here at this time?" she asked, clearly annoyed. "Just waiting to see you're okay," he said. "Well, I'm awake, and as you can see, I'm fine." "So?" she said, growing more irritated. "So, I'll leave. Yeah, I'll leave, Collins mumbled, preparing to go. Just stay. You can sleep on the couch and leave early tomorrow, she said reluctantly, fetching a blanket for him. Thank you, he replied softly. The next morning, Pamela awoke to the sound of singing and the smell of food. She found Collins in the kitchen, dancing as he cooked. She tried to get angry at his audacity to use her kitchen, but his cheerful approach disarmed her. "Oh, you're awake," he greeted her with a bright smile. "Did you sleep well?" "Yeah, I did. Your pills worked wonders." "I feel great, thank you," she admitted. "Did you say something?" Collins teased, cupping his ear. "I said thank you," Pamela repeated. "Ah, that's more like it," he grinned. "You know, you almost lost yourself yesterday. The man you were crying over is probably having fun, while you're here mourning as if someone died. I wasn't crying for him. I was crying for myself, for being stupid enough to fall in love with him," Pamela said bitterly. "I'll never fall for love again, never." "You never know," Collins whispered with a knowing smile. In the days leading up to Pamela's return to work, Collins made every effort to lift her spirits and bring back her smile. He took her to the cinema, a fun fair, and even invited her to his place for a delightful dinner he had prepared himself. Pamela was astonished to discover that Collins could cook, having always assumed he was a spoiled brat. "You can cook?" Pamela asked, wide-eyed. "Of course, I can probably cook better than you. Cooking is one of my favorite things to do," Collins replied with a grin. As they ate in comfortable silence, Pamela's phone rang. She muted it, but when it rang again, she turned it off. Collins noticed and asked why she wasn't answering. "It's Reuben," she explained. "I'm trying so hard to move on and forget the pain he's caused me, but he keeps making it difficult." Collins suggested, "Why don't you blacklist him and block him on all your social media?" Pamela became moody again. Just then, Collins suddenly exclaimed, "Ouch! I bit my tongue." Pamela moved closer to console him, only for him to burst into laughter. "It was just to snap you out of your sad mood," he admitted, laughing. Pamela chuckled. "You got me there. But seriously, this food is delicious. You'd never guess it was made by a guy." "Thanks," Collins smiled. "Back in school, everyone thought I was a jerk. And I guess you did too, considering the company I kept. We were always causing trouble, so much so that some people thought we were into something shady." Pamela nodded. "I'll admit, I thought you guys were a bit sketchy at times, but these past few days have made me see you differently." Collins shrugged. "I hung out with them for fun because home was boring. My parents were always away, leaving me with the nanny, who taught me how to cook. My real parents were too busy with their endless business trips and, when home, constantly arguing about who cheated more. Honestly, they'd be better off divorced." Pamela sighed. "So the Wayne family that everyone admires isn't perfect after all." "It's all a facade," Collins admitted. "My family is a mess. My dad even forced me to study medicine. I'll always resent him for not letting me pursue my dream of becoming a chartered accountant." Pamela looked surprised. "You never wanted to be a doctor?" "No," Collins said, sadness clouding his face. He insisted, saying I had to become a doctor to take over the hospital. I tried to reason with him that I could be an accountant, open my own firm, and still manage the hospital's accounts, but he wouldn't listen. It's like he hates me. Every little argument ends with him threatening to disown me. I'm so fed up with him and hate myself even more for letting him control me." Tears welled up in Collins's eyes. Pamela reached out, placing a comforting hand on his shoulder. As she stroked his shoulder, they found themselves leaning into each other. They kissed, and soon, one thing led to another, and they made love on the couch. The next morning, Pamela woke up in Reuben's bed, a tray of breakfast greeting her like a culinary ambassador. She blinked, confused, because this wasn't just any bed, it was Collins' bed. Memories of their spontaneous couch escapade flashed back, making her cheeks flush. Reuben grinned as she stirred. "Rise and shine, sleepyhead," Collins cooed, leaning in for a morning kiss. Pamela, still processing the couch incident, recoiled slightly. "How did I end up here? I thought we were on the couch," she murmured, eyes narrowing. Collins smirked like a cat who'd caught the canary. "Yesterday was amazing, so I figured my queen deserved a royal treat," he said with a wink. "Look, What happened yesterday was a mistake, okay? We didn't mean for it to happen, Pamela stated, her tone shifting to serious. Collins, ever the optimist, shrugged. Unplanned. Sure, but I enjoyed it. Didn't you? Pamela was about to retort when Collins interrupted. Look, I'll give you space and time to think about it. Pam, I love you and can't wait to make you all mine. Pamela flinched at Pam, her mind spiraling into flashbacks of Reuben. Don't call me that. My name is Pamela, not Pam, she snapped. Realizing her overreaction, she quickly added, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Collins, master of damage control, patted her arm. It's okay, I understand, he reassured her, gently cuddling her like she was a delicate glass ornament. Pam is what Reuben used to call me, and you calling me that just brought back memories of him, Pamela explained. Despite warming up to Collins, Pamela wasn't quite sure about her feelings for him yet. The next day, she was back at work, her usual chirpy self. Nicholas, her colleague, noted, You sure needed that break. It had worked magic. You're back to your cheerful self. Margaret, the office gossip, piped up. Why did Mr. Wayne Jr. call you out last week? Something seemed fishy. Mr. Wayne is just a former schoolmate. We were catching up, that's all, Pamela explained. But Margaret's curiosity wasn't easily quelled. You went to the same school as Mr. Wayne Jr.? Were you that rich? Or were you on a scholarship? Scholarship? Pamela replied. That's much better, Margaret said. What's with all these questions? Why are you questioning Pamela like she owes you an explanation for anything? Evelyn, Pamela's friend, cut in sharply. Margaret was about to reply when the senior doctor walked in, silencing the room. During lunch break, Evelyn asked Pamela, Hey, Pam, are you ready to talk now? I mean, my patience is running out. Pamela explained everything to Evelyn from discovering Reuben's cheating to making out with Collins Wayne. Whoa, girl. So you're dating the son of the richest man in this city? Evelyn teased. Our making out was a mistake, okay? I mean, I'm still trying to get over Reuben. I still love him, Pamela admitted. Hey, yeah, that man really messed up. But if you ask me, I'd say you should give our Odogwu a chance. Ooh, Evelyn advised playfully. Well, I didn't ask for your advice, Pamela replied jokingly, and they both laughed. Meanwhile, in the parking lot, Collins leaned casually against his car, waving as Pamela and Evelyn walked toward their bus. The moment Evelyn saw him, she hissed, Here comes your lover boy. Pamela, glancing at Collins, said to Evelyn, Take the lead. I'll text you. What are you doing here? Pamela asked as she approached Collins. Since you don't have a chauffeur, I thought I'd be yours for the day. He grinned. Pamela couldn't help but smile. As they neared her house, Collins revealed, I've got a surprise for you. Pamela's eyes widened at the sight of a wrapped Mercedes-Benz parked outside. Is that the surprise? She squealed, bouncing on her heels. Yes, darling, it's all yours, Collins said, handing her the keys. Wow, I love it. No more company bus for me, she beamed. Exactly. I wouldn't want my fiancé riding a company bus, Collins added, pulling out a ring. Please accept me, and I promise to make you happy for the rest of your life. Pamela's excitement fizzled. Collins, what are you doing? We agreed not to rush things. This is too sudden. I just got out of a 4-year relationship. I can't jump into marriage with someone I barely know. She stepped out of the car, frustration evident. Collins called after her, You forgot your car keys. But Pamela continued storming off, leaving him confused and furious at the same time. Realizing he had overstepped, Collins left the keys at her door and went home, heartbroken. At home, Collins wept dramatically. Pamela hates me now, he sobbed, pacing like a melodramatic actor in a soap opera. He was jealous that Pamela still loved her ex, Reuben, which led him to propose prematurely. Pamela, equally perplexed, felt like Collins was rushing things. She wondered if he was trying to buy her love with his money. The next morning, she found a heartfelt letter tucked under her door. Curious, she read it and, softened by Collins' apology, texted him. Apology accepted. Pamela arrived at work in her new car, causing a stir among her colleagues. While Evelyn and others celebrated with her, Margaret, the office gossip, was jealous. She vowed to dig into Pamela's sudden wealth to find out how she had gotten the new Benz. Pamela and Collins met at a restaurant to celebrate their reunion. Collins vowed never to give Pamela a reason to doubt his love for her, and he kept his promise. The days that followed felt like heaven for Pamela. Collins was so careful that every date after their quarrel made him seem like the perfect gentleman. He would occasionally come to Pamela's house with a team of masseuses to give them both home service massages. Sometimes, he would arrive at her place before she got home and cook dinner for them. One day, Pamela thought to herself, "This Collins is so caring. He's always there for me, as if he knows my love language is quality time. I should consider his proposal." Unknown to Pamela, Collins had paid Evelyn, her friend, to monitor her every move. He also encouraged Evelyn to engage Pamela in conversations to uncover her likes and dislikes about men. Evelyn was receiving thousands of dollars every month to provide information about Pamela's whereabouts, essentially spying on her without her knowledge. During one of their dates, Pamela made Collins pop the question again, and this time, she said yes. Collins was overjoyed and immediately called Evelyn, his monitoring agent, to inform her. Evelyn then suggested ending the whole arrangement since it had already served its purpose. But Collins refused. Instead, he told Evelyn to continue her good work and promised to increase her pay. Pamela took her fiancé, Collins, to visit her mother in the village. When they arrived, Pamela's mother, Mama Chica, was shocked to see her daughter bringing another man home as her fiancé, but she remained calm. She asked Collins, "Young man, what is your name, and where are you from?" After Collins mentioned his name, Mama Chica shifted in her chair. "Are you the son of William Wayne?" "Yes, Ma," Collins answered, wondering how she knew his father. Mama Chica's expression changed. "I hope this is not what I'm thinking. Do you have a picture of him on your phone?" "Yes, Ma," Collins responded. "Show it to me." As soon as Mama Chica saw the picture, she screamed, "Hey, woo! My enemies have gotten me, ooh!" Then she turned to Collins. "Young man, can you excuse me? I need to talk to my daughter alone." "Mama, I hope everything is okay?" Collins asked. Without waiting for an answer, he got up and left the room, leaving Pamela alone with her mother. Mama Chica immediately turned to Pamela. "Pamela, you cannot marry that man," she exclaimed. "Mom, what do you mean I cannot marry Collins?" "Is there a problem?" Pamela asked. "Yes, there is a problem, ooh. Have you slept with him?" Mama Chica asked, obviously scared of the answer her daughter was about to give. "Of course, Mom, we are engaged." "Hey, woo, this girl has killed me. Is engagement marriage? Do you have to sleep with a man just because you're engaged? How can you even get engaged to a man without your family's consent? And now you come here telling me that because you're engaged, you had to have sex? Wait, I hope you're not pregnant for him?" "No, Mom. What's with all these questions? Can you please tell me what exactly the problem is?" Pamela demanded. But Mama Chica couldn't bring herself to tell her daughter the real reason she couldn't marry Collins. Pamela and Collins drove home in total silence. After Collins got home, he couldn't sleep. His desire and desperation to marry Pamela were eating him up. He called his monitoring agent, Evelyn, to question Pamela on what she and Mama Chica spoke about when Mama Chica asked Collins to excuse them. Evelyn insisted she was done running such monitoring errands for him. "Besides," Evelyn said, "I don't feel good spying on my friend and questioning her just to come and inform your insecure and desperate self. I think you should give Pamela time and a chance to come around herself instead of manipulating your way back into her life. Don't tell me what to do. I am Collins Wayne. You dare not talk to me like that," Collins said, obviously angry. "I get whatever I want, whenever I want, and however I want. Don't think because I'm getting help from you, you can talk to me anyhow you like," Collins added furiously. With a rather calm voice, Collins threatened Evelyn. "Now, you do what I'm asking you to do, or you lose your job at the hospital, and I will make sure your nursing license is jeopardized." "You can't fire me, you didn't employ me," Evelyn said, her voice shaking. "You don't run my errand for me, and watch me not only fire you, but destroy the career you've built over the years," Collins said and hung up on Evelyn.